It's John Laval here, and I'm going to tell you why clear cutting is a good idea. You're probably saying, oh my God, this man must be out of his mind. No, it's possible. But listen to this anyways if you want. Clear cutting is a good idea. Why? Okay. In the areas, I worked up north a lot of time, and I did some studies and stuff. And above the forest, the trees, is what they call the canopy. That's the green foliage up above. And trees are so dense in there, you can't walk through the bush at all. You got trees growing on top of trees, and the canopy is so thick that it could rain for 10 hours and you'll never get wet if you're down below. That's how thick the canopy is. Now, what happens with the canopy that thick? All you end up with is trees. There's no small bushes, there's no small leafy plants, nothing, because there's no sun. There's no sun on the floor where the tree canopies are. And so what happens is your wildlife really suffers, because you got two kinds of wildlife out there. You have vegetarian wildlife. They count on small bushes and shrubs and leafy plants, and because the canopy is so thick, there's nothing to eat. So what happens is your I guess we'll categorize them as prey. The vegetarians, deer or whatever, rabbits and stuff, there's nothing to eat, or very little. This is why you'll often hear that in the category of 5 top killers, food is usually the issue for all wildlife. Is food, getting food. And so anyways, the numbers really, the population of these animals really drops to a serious point. Now, when they drop down, the predator numbers drop down, because there's nothing to kill, because their numbers are so low. So the predators are not bumping into anything that they can actually take down. So nature states that there's no food, or food's not available, or the circumstances for an animal not to live on a regular, where its needs are met, nature will cancel out the offspring program. So your vegetarian animals are not having young, and neither are the predators, because there just isn't enough food around. So when you come in and you clear cut, what happens is, first of all, it would take about at least 30 years, if not more, to be able to put that canopy back up. So you got 30 years of sun hitting the deck. And what will happen is, right on the perimeters, seeds and stuff will blow in and get dragged in by bugs and stuff like that. And it isn't very long before you've got these shrubs and these leaf plants and stuff like that are starting to come in. And once they come in, because there's so much open space, they'll multiply and multiply and multiply until you have a little tiny canopy that's only a few feet high, or whatever the height of the bushes and the leaf plants. And guess what? All the vegetarian animals move in, and they're saying, holy smokes, we've just walked into heaven here. And they'll start eating away at it, and they'll start having a healthy offspring, and many of them, like the population would just explode. And then nature throws in the regulator of population explosion. And now that there's so many of them, the predators now can have young, because there's so much meat available, and their numbers start to come up. So this is the positive end of clear cutting, and they'll get a shot at, for, you're looking at 25 years at least of food for all of them. And very important that they have a chance at life too. And so that's the positive note about clear cutting. And so there's nothing wrong with it, as long as they're not going to knock down every tree. But you can't do it anyways. Trees are in the trillions. People always worry about how many trees there are. Believe me, come up to Canada here, all there is trees, and there isn't enough people in the world to cut them all down, and that's how many trees there are. And so the fear of losing all your trees is nuts. And besides, it's renewable. Okay, it's not like once we get rid of some trees, all of a sudden no trees grow back. They're like grass or like anything, weeds, they come back. Anyways, so that's the point of clear cutting, and I know there's so many activists against it, but I found like I've studied a lot of activism and their causes and that, and I've never seen so much levels of I'm not saying that people watching this are ignorant, but I've never seen so much misinformation driving their force. I think it's a few people who have want something, they just convince everybody else to get behind them, and they deal in the emotional end but never actually figure out never look at the program or anything, why anything is the way it is. I can give you example after example, not just trees, in everything, and most of them don't have a cause, but they're so emotionally wrapped up in this, their cause, that you'd never convince them anyways. Otherwise, they're just locked in. What are you going to do? Anyways, that's what I want to tell you about clear cutting. See you.